Okay, just a handful of observations that we had from our last war against family friends, and I mean they weren't that great. We were able to. They couldn't attack us. They couldn't handle us. We handled them nicely. But what I wanted to look at was a couple of our attacks using bowlers. And with our attacks using bowlers, one of the things that we see a lot of is either bowlers sometimes walk, and when bowlers don't walk, if you have part of the bowlers walk, or if they walk a little bit and then they come back, it's a timing thing in some cases. But a lot of the issue is getting it to the point where getting to a point where your tanks are still alive whenever they get in. So it's a matter of a fast funnel, cleaning that little bit of trash that needs to be cleaned. We've talked a lot about wide funnel, and what I saw a lot of this war was not so much the width of the funnel, as much as the completion of the funnel. You've got to remember, bowlers are ranged troops, so they can shoot or throw stuff over the walls. And so if there's something that's over the wall that is a little bit, you might have the trash that's outside the wall cleaned out, but maybe not in the next compartment over. The stuff that's just over the wall can sometimes make them still walk. Wanted to take a look at base number 3. You can see it took 6 hits. 2 of those were using Valkyries, so not looking at those. What the other 4 attacks though used bowlers from 2 different entry points. First attempt was from Eris, which was actually the second attack on it, and the first one was Blurry Valkyries. Blurry found Troll Tesla in the corner and things like that really helped us with planning. But if you take a look at Eris' attempt here, pause for a second. He's going to try to come in front of this mortar, get his bowlers into this compartment, because we assumed there was a double giant bomb behind this archer tower, between the archer tower and this expo. And there is. The other double giant bomb is up here behind where the queen is standing right now. Okay. We didn't know that at this point. Blurry's attack only revealed 1 bomb. Somehow everything bathed around it. But take a look at the entry point. Real quick to start it out here, getting some stuff cleaned up. Got 1 golem here on this corner, the other one coming in. This one coming in second is going to end up getting beat up a lot by the archer queen. As I mentioned, having the golems still whole before they come into the wall is kind of needed, because otherwise you don't have your tanks. They got to be the things to eat the bombs. So you can see the archer queen beating on that one. This one down here, if you take a look at it, it's taken fire from an archer tower, or from 2 archer towers and a cannon. So I mean, it's down a lot already. It's just a matter of time. Sometimes it's hard to find the time where they're not going to get trashed on the outside. Now, the south side of this funnel, awesome. Things are really cleaned up nicely. These wizards here are they're taking on this archer tower now. They're gonna end up clearing this camp even. And see though, the wall breakers ended up getting hit by the expo. Then the golem breaks, that upper golem breaks, and the golemite starts taking the expo fire. Okay, but now King has been beat up a lot, and he's already popped the ability. Gonna have to take on a couple of Valkyries in the clan castle and a wizard or 2 or whatever it was. Now note the entry point. See where the bowlers were dropped, same place the queen was dropped. The closest thing in this compartment is this air defense, and it's going down. It's almost dead. Those bowlers and the queen the closest thing to them is this gold storage. If the bowlers were dropped in front of this dead building, maybe they go where he wants. Maybe not, though. It's a matter of whatever's the closest thing. You drop it too far over, they're going to walk around the outside so that they can throw their rocks at this at this dark elixir drill, and then they might roll around the rest of the way, just depending on what's over here. Wizards, like I said, all the way down here already. They're clipping off that into the funnel nicely. But you can see because of that entry point, or because of rather the stuff that's here behind the walls. Yes, the exterior trash is clean, but the stuff behind the walls is there's still a couple things up, and so that's what ends up making, the bowlers and the Archer Queen take a walk. Okay. Next attack was done by Vin. He picked an entry point from the northwest. Here. Took care of some of the trash stuff. Took care of that Troll Tesla first off. Now, one of the things that made the bowlers walk this time, and you can see that Vin used a jump spell to get in rather than wall breakers, because he wanted to be able to access the compartment that the Queen is standing in now, because at this point I believe that I don't know that it had been revealed yet, but he assumed that there was a bomb set or a double bomb set that was between this cannon and this archer tower. Okay. Now he drops his bowlers up here in the corner to help with clearing that junk and those storages that are up there in that corner. The heroes they work on it as well. But because the bowlers move so much slower than the heroes, and stuff gets down here, the wizards have already done a pretty good job. The golems are beat up a lot. The golems are, let's see, are there any golems even left? He's got golems that have been whacked pretty good. He's got Valkyries that they got out there and they've cleared a lot of stuff. So the bowlers are taking a walk. They roll around the outside, and it's not because he didn't have the trash cleaned out here. It's because they were able to access this stuff that was behind that first layer of walls without taking the jump spell. Okay, so it's a matter of they were coming from clearing the corner, and they're slow. Now, he tries to save this by hogging in front of him. He does have a golemite that's tanking for him right now. He tries to kill some of the defenses with hogs to keep him alive, which was a good play. But unfortunately, just hit a ton of spring traps. Used his heal spell, I believe, up there on the kill squad that was the golems and heroes, and ends up not having one for the hogs. Yeah, because he used a double jump. At this point, we still didn't know exactly where the second bomb set was, but you can see all 4 bombs revealed now. And what happens here is Vin ends up hitting high percentage 1, just because his bowlers took off. Bronco was the next one to hit with. Was the next one to hit with bowlers. Tried to use Eris entry point again, and you can see he's taking care of some of the corner trash stuff first, and then watch where the golems come in. Okay, and just the timing here I think is okay. It's not the problem at all. He's able to get the wall opened up, and he still has one golem that's pretty good health. The other one is getting down to red, but not that big of a deal. You can see this time he puts the bowlers in from a slightly different spot. He puts them in from further out, and there's a cannon here. This cannon is going to draw them in that direction. Going to keep them kind of focused on getting into that pocket. And once they're done with that cannon and that drill, they're going to... There's still going to be stuff up here that's closer to them. They're not going to walk up to the storage like they did on Eris. They also are getting drawn in by the clan castle and the Archer Queen. Okay, but unfortunately, what happened is all that crap that came out, the wizards, all the incoming DPS, it killed the golems completely. The golems are dead. They're done. They're gone. And so the bowlers end up eating the double giant bomb that's here. It's just kind of bad pathing and, unfortunate. Loses all but one bowler, I think, to the double giant bomb. And it's getting hit by the cannon now. It's dead. So, again, that was just a little bit unfortunate. Next shot was by Michael. Michael also decided to come from the north. Didn't use a jump spell to get in. Used wall breakers to break that corner up here in front of this, above this gold storage. And I like this entry point. It's a little better, and it's not that he was able to. He's still going to put a golem over here near this army camp, and it's still going to get whacked by this expo, but he's able to get the funnel done faster. So that golem doesn't die. It doesn't split until it's in the base. It doesn't split into golemites until it's in the base. He puts his heroes up top to help with that corner. And he puts his golems in. Wizards quick, wide. Gets the wall breakers in. Golems right, or the CC bowlers right behind that. Before that storage ever goes down. That way they are drawn in. And that's the idea. Try to get them in there. They eat one bomb, but then it gets them under a heal, so it gets them back up to full health. Gets his jump spell down, rages him up, and this is the one that ended up resulting in the 3-star. Not that it was a drastically different attack entry point wise compared to like Vin's attack. It was virtually the same entry point. But the difference was that he was able to get the bowlers to come in. And why he got them to come in was he dropped them on something that was going to draw them in. And then once they got in there, they're drawn even further by the clan castle. They aggro on the queen. Once they get further into the base, they're later going to aggro on other stuff that they need to aggro on. They're going to continue moving in. And he was just able to pull this one off. It was a very nice attack. Smart holding on to a few back end hogs to take that cannon out just because his hogs are taking a beating. But worked out nicely in the end. He still has a couple bowlers alive. He was able to keep a couple bowlers up. One of them goes down to the Bird King eventually, so on and so forth. Still has queen ability though. Waits till he needs to bust through a wall to use that. Good attack. Very well done. One more quick example of what I'm looking at. You're going to see on this base, Warios hit it twice in the last 30 minutes of war. Once with Moss. He had a plan to kill all 3 of these air defenses with bowlers. And then Lalu in the last one, using only one hound, I think, was all he used. But difference here is, why it worked with Nereus, but not with Moss. Main thing, this gold storage. With Nereus, he adjusted slightly the plan in order to get rid of that gold storage. All right, if you watch on Moss's attack, his plan was to get rid of that gold storage, but the wizards that he had on it turned and started attacking the golem that came out of the clan castle instead of attacking the gold storage and finishing it off. So it made a couple of his bowlers take a side trip. You can see that gold storage is still up. It's about half health. Some of the bowlers are going to walk that direction. The Barbarian King also walked that direction. You can see that the bowlers, there's a couple of them that end up going around the side. So he's got 2 of them up there, the Barb King up there. So he just didn't have as much tanking in the core, and he didn't have as much DPS in the core to kill stuff. But he is able to get the queen down, and he said he felt like his biggest mistake was spamming a few too many loons at that, trying to get that air defense fast. It's not like it didn't almost go for 3. It did. It was a 90% 2-star. Very, very good plan. Just unfortunately, that archer tower kept half its health, and that was the last thing that the loons got to. On his next attempt on it, he keeps a couple of loons for that, or held out for that archer tower's purpose of that archer tower. But again, it was his queen who just died over here by it that was responsible for taking out that archer tower. It did the damage on that archer tower. Unfortunately, whenever he hits this with Nereus, the queen never goes that direction. So, I mean, sometimes it's just bad pathing, different pathing, not bad, unfortunate pathing. Okay, so the hit with Nereus, though, same exact entry, slight difference. He delayed his wall breakers a little bit, broke the wall a little bit later, so that the golem didn't redirect as soon. He wanted that gold storage to go down completely, so that the bowlers didn't go that direction. So you can see, same deployment. He has, look how many wizards he's got up there. Right now he's got like 5 wizards that are going to start hitting on there. There's 3 of them shooting at that gold storage now, and 2 more that are going to turn and shoot it. And the idea was try to get it down before breaking the wall open, so that that cannon right there doesn't kill the wizards. See, it's done. Yeah, he loses a wizard or 2. So what? The funnel is established, and the bowlers are going to see go in. They go into the core. They don't go walking around to kill that cannon and that archer tower from the outside. And the Barb King doesn't either. The Barb King comes inside. You can see he used 2 heals on the bowlers. Probably needed. See, the queen just took a slightly different path than what she did with Moss. But everything's in there, rocking the core. Same kind of plan. 1 hound and his loons. Notice how he's kept a handful of loons, trying to get that archer tower over here from the backside so that it doesn't get killed. The loon pack doesn't get killed before it ever gets over there. The other good thing was just good timing here. The golem comes over and tanks the expo. And at this point, raid's over. It's a done deal, because that wizard tower ain't going to stand up. And notice this time he still has a bowler hanging around. Just a little bit better, where the bowlers ended up just worked out better. Yeah, so anyway, just some observations, what you're looking for. Wide pockets like this entry point, where that pocket wraps all the way around to this corner of the base over here. May create issues. So you got to try to kill stuff that's on the edges of it in order to funnel internally, not just external stuff, but the internal stuff as well. Also, trying to just put stuff down where it's not going to take a ton of damage. If it's going to take a ton of damage, if your golems are busting before they ever get through the wall, the funnel needs to be done a little bit faster. You need to try to get the funnel done as soon as possible. So, hope that helps. Hope it kind of something for you to take a look at with planning. Peace.